Cherrybomb is my favorite project by Tyler the Creator for a variety of reasons. Although it's the most controversial in terms of appeal, it is also one of his most creative projects, concept and sound-wise. I've already explained the Bastard Goblin trilogy in previous videos, but now we're at a point in Tyler's discography where he really starts to lean into a certain direction, which would cause a chain of events that would give him one of the greatest 3-album runs in hip-hop. Cherrybomb is important for more than one reason. It's a project that serves as a transition. It is quite literally one of Tyler's most creative and unapologetic albums for completely different reasons compared to his predecessors. The dark topics that were presented on Bastard and Goblin that Tyler got scrutinized for in the beginning of his career were not serving him anymore, so he left them behind. Cherrybomb is unapologetic in the sense of its presentation and ideas. It is the first album of his that seems especially unapologetic to Tyler's fanbase, and you may be wondering if I'm saying that like it's a bad album. That's not the case at all. Tyler described making music on the project solely for him, no one else. He intentionally released Cherrybomb knowing that people would dislike it. Why did people dislike it? Well, because it sounded so different, so explosive, so disorganized and messy compared to his previous work. The range of influences in Cherrybomb go from rock to funk to hip-hop to jazz. It has no storyline either like its predecessors, rather it runs on concepts, ideas, and themes. This is also demonstrated by the album's logo, which is just a cartoonish cherry face. Tyler on this project doesn't take himself so seriously like he did on previous projects. He's not fighting his own alter egos anymore. At this point in his career, he essentially made it. He now has the ability to make what he wants and enjoy the fruits of his hard labor. Hell, Smuckers is a collaboration between Tyler, Lil Wayne, and Kanye West. Not to mention the tonality of tracks on Cherrybomb are akin to how it was perceived by critics and listeners. Half the album sounds like anger, distortion, and static, while the other half sounds more happy, pleasant, and jazzy. It often gets compared to Yeezus by Kanye West because of how bipolar, experimental, and brazen it comes off. But that's exactly why I love this project so much. The album starts off with a hard guitar rip sampled from the funk song Why Can't There Be Love by D. Edwards on the song Death Camp. This is the first title track of an album to not be named after the actual album, and it sets the tone for the zany, energetic, and unapologetic project ahead. The original Cherrybomb cover was inspired by Tyler actually drawing over magazines. This is the type of creative energy that I feel rings throughout the project. Pilot is my favorite track as the rough distorted bass feels like turbulence as you're flying through the sky, which is then contrasted by the beautiful bridge which paints the picture of flying over a sunset. I think this track in particular also gives into the theme of finding direction. Changing the tonality to the other half, songs such as Find Your Wings are happier, more relaxing, and jazzier parts of the album. Find Your Wings is essentially a saying in the album which I think resonates with the entire purpose of the project. The entire purpose for Tyler to make what he wants, unapologetically, and find another direction with his sound. Find his wings. The title track is the most explosive and aggressive track on the album, which quite literally sounds like a bomb going off. For the first half of the song, it's pure fiery emotion, with Tyler yelling through a wall of static. While Tyler was criticized for this, I think the intentionally bad mixing adds to the track as it gives the actual feeling of a bomb going off. Explosive, messy, and static. Some parts of this album may feel like that, but in my opinion it's done right to give the album its sort of edge. Kind of like Yeezus by Ye, which I mentioned. The second half of the track is by far one of the most gorgeous parts of the album, as the explosive static fades away into vocals done by both Sid from Odd Future and Tyler, with the chorus, Fire Me Up, I Lose Control. I think the track Cherrybomb represents the project accurately due to the song coming off as messy, explosive, creative, and almost bipolar in its sheer structure and presentation. The most sensual parts of the album are an Effing Young and Perfect, which is a goofy, jazzy spin on a pop song about dating a girl of a questionable age. It's 6 years according to the lyrics. Not too questionable, but questionable enough for Tyler. Perfect is a collaboration between Kali Uchis and Tyler where both of their lyrics are gracefully combined together. Okaga, California is the final track and send-off to the album. The song is slow, zany, and hard-hitting, with production at the end which ironically teases the sound of the next project, which I'll make a video on in spring. The track is about Tyler taking his girl with him on his upcoming life journey. A recurring theme throughout this record, as I mentioned, is finding your wings and flying, a metaphor for discovering yourself and what you love and becoming successful because of it. This is evident in the track with the concept of packing your bags and flying to the moon being a metaphor that the sky isn't the limit and that Tyler's exceeding it because of his change of state of mind. In fact, this entire project is the result of Tyler being happier with his position in life, which is why it doesn't sound as dark as projects such as Bastard or Goblin. Cherrybomb at this point was by far Tyler's happiest and most colorful project, not taking itself too seriously and overall simply enjoying itself. When Cherrybomb was released back in 2015, it received mixed reception from both critics and Tyler fans. Tyler described being openly torn over the legacy of Cherrybomb, at the time stating that it was his personal favorite of his own albums. While I don't think it's his best project, Cherrybomb is my favorite because of its sheer creativity.
You felt that way coming off Cherrybomb?
Yeah. Because everyone hated it, except for like real music lover who cares about drums. Like I opened a rap album with a rock song.
Yeah.
Most niggas is like, ugh. And then Buffalo comes, you can barely hear what I'm saying. Then Pilot comes and it's this 80s music, so they're out because they want rap. Then Run comes, doom, doom, they don't know. And then Find Your Wings come and it's like, okay, this is chill. Then Cherrybomb just punches them, so they're out. And a lot of people didn't know how to take it, so.
It is probably the most experimental project Tyler's ever put out, evident by him changing the cover to someone pissing their pants. Yeah, this project is on a different level. This project is personal to me because the amount of inspiration it gave me through its sheer bombastic, messy, and creative nature. It was originally the project that really put me on to Tyler the Creator. So, what's the point of this project? I think the point of Cherrybomb was to find direction through the pursuit of making art. It is a record that can be especially appreciated by musicians as there are a range of influences on here that you'll spot if you know where to look. Although it may come off as messy at first glance, Cherrybomb is an incredibly creative, experimental, and colorful record that radiates with inspiration. Tyler described at that point being happy and how people wanted to listen to what he was making when he was depressed. I think there's a certain feel to music that is made from genuine burning emotion, sadness, heartbreak, frustration, or depression. But at some point, an artist makes it and wants to show off, to actually enjoy themselves. And to be completely honest, Tyler's an artist that deserves every bit of his success. How Tyler makes a song about flexing his money is more creative than most other rappers. Keep to O's just fits into that theme of not taking yourself so seriously, which is reflected by the high-pitched vocals that make me think he's rapping about Cheerios. You either love Cherrybomb or you hate Cherrybomb. You either get it or you don't. I think Tyler expressing his creativity in such an unapologetic way is inspiring within itself. Over his 10+ year long music career, he's demonstrated multiple times that he can push the boundaries of music, fashion, and art. He may be a rapper, but he's also a singer, a producer, a songwriter, a visionary, and an artist. Every project by his serves a purpose, and while I think it's underappreciated, Cherrybomb served its purpose very well.